offices. And at this time, we will open the meeting. We'll start with roll call. We'll start with Susie.
Here.
Michael.
Present.
Grant.
Here.
And I am Neil Turner. I am present, and Thomas Trott is excused tonight. All right, and with that, we will do our flag salute. Apologies. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Flag salute out of order for roll call. Any additions or deletions to our agenda tonight? None? And do we have public comment? Is there anyone online at this time? No? Just as empty as the ball fields out here.
Empty as everything.
Okay, all right. And with that, we'll move on to our consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve our consent agenda this evening?
So moved.
Grant moves. We have a second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. All right. On to our next bit of business will be our old business, superintendent's evaluation.
It's just information.
It was just information. Okay,
All the board members provided input and
okay, so nothing to do with that. Okay, so I guess we move on to new business.
ready when you are.
New business. A traditional bilingual instruction plan.
So actually, these next two items, Maggie is here tonight with us, so it worked really well. So she's going to explain just a little bit, take a few minutes and share with you what the transitional bilingual instructional program plan is. So that you know what you'll be voting for, because the board has to approve this one and the highly capable program, which is next.
We vote for these tonight?
Yep,
This is the first-
one at a time you'll vote.
One at a time?
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll first talk about a multilingual program. A transitional bilingual program is what we use to service our students, to provide additional support for students that are learning English. So as we look at there in Washington State, a student is in what we call the transitional bilingual instructional program, is a multilingual learner whose primary language is not English, and whose language skills have not yet been deemed proficient in the language. So these students receive instruction to help develop English language proficiency while also learning academic content. So in the state of Washington, that is what defines a multilingual learner in program. So to qualify for TBIP, which is the state-funded program for multilingual learners, transitional bilingual instructional program. Every student that enrolls in school is given a home language survey to determine if their language is something other than English. Once we kind of use that as an initial screener, we then look and screen to see, are they demonstrating language proficiency in English for reading, writing, listening, and speaking. If they do not demonstrate proficiency, they are entered into the the TBIP program. Students are assessed annually to measure their progress of proficiency towards proficiency in English. Typically in Rochester, students are in the program for about 5.5 years before they exit out, and that's to deem proficient in the English language in listening, speaking, reading, and writing. We do have many multilingual students in our district that are not served in the TBIP program because they have demonstrated language proficiency. You know, school in Rochester is 13 years. It takes about 5.5. So when we look at the percentage of multilingual students in our district, we always have to denote, are they in multilingual students that are still in program, or are they just multilingual students in our district? Right. So there's always, we have to caveat that when we refer to numbers, is which ones are we specifically talking about.
But you're saying it takes about 5.5 years for a student who enters into the program to then exit.
Exit out. Yeah. And we have some that go a little bit faster, some that go a little bit slower. Usually we see our larger concentration of numbers around 4th and 5th grade is about when they exit out. So we have 3 different types of program structures that we provide our multilingual students. The first one is dual language. Now, dual language is not specifically for multilingual students, but they definitely do benefit from that. So they receive their designated language development support that through the program, through that dual language structure, and that's where half of their day is instructed in English and half of their day is instructed in Spanish. And there's some real intention about bridging those two languages together to make sure that they're proficient in both. Supportive mainstream is what is served for the rest of our elementary school as we continue to work our way through with the dual language program. And then also in our middle school. And that is where students are pulled out to receive designated English language development and during what we call a tier 3 time. So it's super important that we don't remove kids from the class, their core content classes, in order to provide that. So we want them to still be in their reading block and their math block. And so every school has a schedule that's designated time for what we call tier 3, where students can get their individual needs met. And that's when the majority of our students in that supportive mainstream pull out to get that designated English language development time. That happens in tier 3 time at Grand Mound. And then first period, you've heard about Will talk about his first, the RMS talk about their first period enrichment class that has interventions. That is where they get that at the high school, or at the middle school. At the high school, we provided a somewhat differently. Our numbers tend to be lower at the high school, as they should, right? As we exit out. So we do have 2 different types of programs up there. We do continue with supportive mainstream, and that is really where we're providing in classroom support in their core content classes. Your credits are kind of the name of the game up at the high school, so we don't want to take away the opportunities for those students to earn the credits that they need. And so we provide our language development support embedded within those days, and that's either through collaboration with our ML teacher and the core content areas. And we also do have a paraprofessional that does target some specific students. We do offer some sheltered content up at the high school, and that is for a small group of students that have really shown that they don't have mastery in the English language class. What we've typically seen are students that tend to be new to country, that are still scoring at what we would call the level 1 or level 2, which are really the emergent English level speaking. So we want them to give them an opportunity to earn an English credit, an ELA credit, because they need 4 to graduate, but in a way that's sheltered, that's going to make them successful. It's super hard to pop into an English 9 class if this is your second year learning the language. So Mrs. Skierdo provides that for us up at the high school. And with that, do you have any questions on our program?
Just trying to get a sense of the scope. So what I'm assuming is most of the students are Spanish speaking of one dialect. I don't know how many that is generally. And then can you also talk about other languages and what they might be?
Yep, sure. So right now we are by the end of last year, we had 248 students that were in our TBIT multilingual program. We're always in that tricky. We exited out close to 20 students. We're going to bring in a new batch of kindergartners this year. So, but we hover around 250. The majority of those are Spanish speakers. We do have a section of kiddos less than 10 that speak a Mayan dialect, which they do. If they had schooling in a country previous to coming to the United States, they do speak Spanish, but in some areas of Guatemala and some of the remote areas in southern Mexico, where some of our students tend to have come from, they speak either a dialect that's called Conjubal or another dialect that's called Triqui. And so those are actually oral languages only. There is no written language to that, which is why you tend to see if they've had some academic schooling, they're pretty well versed in Spanish because most of the schools, in Central America and lower Mexico obviously speak Spanish. That's not always the case because some of them have been here, some of them are born here, and but their home language is Triqui or Conjubal. So that does a little bit. We do occasionally have students from other countries than Central America or Mexico. And Tagalog is one that comes from more of the Filipino area. We have a family that does speak Tagalog. We do have 2 students that have come to us, and it is not Tagalog, but they come from the Philippines, and I could not tell you exactly what that language is. They came to us speaking stuff, pretty good English. They're obviously still in program, they're not at proficiency, but we do see that kiddos that come from the Southeast Asian islands, if they've been in some type of formal schooling, have had some English instruction, that's just pretty much a standard there. But I could not tell you other than it starts with an M. But we had two students that came to us this year, speaking that language. But by and far, it's Spanish.
The 250 number, I didn't think it would be that high. So that's 250 that are not proficient in English as of yet.
Correct.
Out of the whole district.
Out of the whole district.
About 2,000?
Yeah, we're about 2,000. So we have probably, this is a rough estimate, about 500 multilingual students, 450 multilingual students in our district. And about 250 of them are still in program. So we do exit out quite a few. We also have some multilingual students that never qualified for the program. A perfect example, we have a soon to be second grader in our dual language program, comes from a completely Spanish speaking family, but did not qualify because she attended Head Start. So she has been kind of into that, is obviously a very, very bright student, came into kindergarten already proficient in English. And so, and is now in dual language. So she's just, bebop on, right? So it happened as well, that they don't qualify.
So the average age in the program is the primary,
It's primary, yes, K5.
right? Not too many come to us at middle or high school.
Not so much. I think we have seen, just like in other parts of the country, kind of waves of students that potentially come from, from another country at middle and high school level. That has not been the case the last couple of years, so.
It is the population's increased
Yeah.
significantly over the past 8 years.
Yes, I will say this, when I first started here, which was 2014, we had barely cracked 100 students in our program.
Wow.
And I remember being there when we cracked 100 students. And so that's 11 years now. So we've definitely doubled. Yeah, so.
Is this 100% state funded?
No, so the majority of our funding is from the state. We do get we have historically gotten a supplement from the federal government for Title III. Title III funds, federal governments, when it comes to these types of programs, are known as cherry on top programs, that they can't supplant what the state is providing us. They provide extra resources like professional development, family engagement, instructional coaching, those types of things. So there is a section of money on that, but it's probably less than 10%.
10%.
10% of overall multilingual funding.
Yeah, about 40.
Yeah.
And that's funding that we wonder if we're gonna have.
Right.
But the state funding is not covering this 100%. Or is it?
98%.
Of our multilingual program is self-funded. So we do not use basic education to provide some supports. We do target some of our lab supports. So some of our paraprofessionals, especially at the middle school and high school, have strategically been placed with some of our multilingual students that are struggling. That's not an absolute. So there is some of that crossover there, but
In our dual language.
Oh, and
program,
absolutely.
It's all basic ed.
100%. Yes, you are right.
Susie, was give me a little insight into Centralia's numbers, maybe higher. What are the neighboring districts? Are they higher? Are we about average or?
Centralia is higher than us. I don't know what their percentage is.
Right.
But they are higher. And Chehalis, I think, is about where we are. as
They
percentage.
are, yes, I think a little bit, I've heard this, I've heard Chehalis has increased a lot. Our multilingual population in program hovers around 12%. Our Centralia hovers around 20 to 25%. So.
Thank you. That's really good.
That, I think I do need a board.
Right. So we need to approve the learning program for, okay. Looking at our summary here. All right, I'd like to have someone make a motion to approve our multilingual learner program for the 25-26 school year.
So moved.
First, we have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. All right, the next we're gonna move on to highly capable program plan.
Highly Capable is another program that we do approve annually. This is a state program that works on that works with students that show that they are highly capable or potential to be highly capable in performing at a high level on academic standards. As you can see here, there is the definition of a highly capable program. It's a little bit small, and that is our students who perform or show potential for performing at significantly advanced levels of advanced academics when compared to others at their grade level, age, or experiences. Outstanding abilities are seen with students with general intellectual aptitudes, specific academic abilities, and or creative productivities within a specific domain. These students present in the general populace as well as protected classes. That is a state definition of our highly capable. And that is a big misnomer that I have a spelling error in the highly capable program. Doesn't always mean that you may not have the potential. There we go. Our weekend. It's all good. So we can qualify a number of ways for highly capable services. There is a referral. Anyone in the community can refer a student for highly capable services. We also screen some students a couple of times in their career. So what we use is 3 data points in order to qualify a student into highly capable services. So we do there's a checklist that we give to either families, whoever refers them, or the teacher. We then look at their academic achievement. So typically it's their iReady grades, those types of things of how they're performing in school. And then we look at aptitude, and those are those cognitive assessments. We use the NNAT, the Nagarelli aptitude assessment. Back in the day, we used to use COGAT, which is which is another one that shows kind of aptitude. It's not so much about are they achieving academically, but do they have the aptitude or the potential to achieve at a high level? So based on those 3 data points, we have a kind of a multidisciplinary team that looks at students that have been referred. And we would then make a recommendation to put them into the program or not. We also place by screening. So in Washington State, we are required to screen twice in a student's life, just to make sure that it's not just a referral base. So we screen at the end of 2nd grade, and then we screen again at the beginning of 5th grade. And as we look at all students, just to make sure that we have not had any kids fall through the cracks as far as that would show the potential of being highly capable, but for whatever reason, whether they've moved in and out, or they just don't have a teacher or a family that refers them. We don't want it to be a kind of by chance, by lottery, like, oh, you have to be referred by somebody in order for us to take a look at a student. So we do that in 2nd and in 5th grade. And then once a student is placed into the program, we have a continuum of services, starting with some core tier 1 services, all the way up to some real specific services for certain students as well. So when we look at that continuum of services, tier 1 is that highly capable is a service, not a place. So we try to emphasize that as much as possible. That individual service plans should be created in collaboration with the teacher, and those services should happen throughout the day, right? So we should not outsource a student being able to have their needs met by just like a 30-minute pull-out type of thing, right? If they are performing at a high level, they should be challenged and enriched throughout their school day. So differentiated instruction in the content, process, and product is something that we really try to strive hard to do for our students. We do provide enrichment opportunities to extend and supplement. That includes kind of the after-school clubs, extracurricular activities. What you will find is that, especially as students go through their school experience, that some of the opportunities that our highly capable students take part of are not only for highly capable students, but we do provide that kind of care and attention to encourage them to be part of those. So we do put a little bit of an extra set of eyes on our highly capable students to make sure that they are accessing the enrichment opportunities that we have. Tier 3 is some pull-out activities. And so this really works with our highly capable teacher, and they're grouped based on specific strengths or interests a lot of times. So our highly capable teacher really goes on project-based types of units. For example, last year she did a poetry unit. She did a unit on robotics. She did a unit on simple machines. So really trying to pique the interest of some of the kiddos that go into that pull-out program and providing them those hands-on kind of higher level thinking activities for students to achieve. We do have at the middle school, we do provide what they call it telescoping, which is kind of an accelerated math track. And we also provide enrichment English language arts for our students in first period. As we move to the high school, we have a number of opportunities for college in the high school, AP, pre-AP, running start new market. Again, those are opportunities that are open to everyone, but we do try to provide extra support and assistance to make sure that our kids in the program are choosing the track of things that are going to match their strengths. Occasionally we do have tier 3 services, and that's for not just our highly capable students that are even, the top 2 to 5% of the top 2 to 5%, if that makes sense. So they call it the most highly capable of the students. We do offer early entrance into kindergarten. We have the ability to accelerate paths to grade level from kindergarten through 8th grade. We have also provided opportunities for single subject acceleration. So, potentially if you're a 3rd grade student, you may go to a 5th grade reading block, those types of things, or math, vice versa. And then we also have the opportunity to do independent courses online. Again, these are not, when we think about our tier 3s, those are very student specific, based on those students' needs. So like, for example, some programs online that we do, we have Edgenuity. We've also utilized, Brigham Young has a high school college courses that some of our kids. Again, based on students, not the norm. And that's our highly capable for. We serve probably around 120, 130 students in our program, and they vary based on grades. It's interesting, we have pockets of kids that we have like these big programs in some grade levels, and some grade levels we don't. I'm like, what was in the water that year?
Any questions, board members? I have none at this time. Like it's supposed to.
I do have some updates on the percentage of multilingual speakers, if you'd like it. So Tenino has 2.1% of their student population multilingual. Tumwater is Tenino is 2.1. Tumwater is 2.9. Chehalis is 5%. Rochester is 13.6, and Centralia is 16.8.
That's truly a Rochester.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we have the highest percentage in Thurston County.
In Thurston County, I didn't look at the other schools up north, but based on what I know, I would say we are probably, Yelm doesn't have a high population. Rainier doesn't.
Yeah, North Thurston would be the only one, but then it's hard to tell because that's such a big district that.
Well,
Yeah, I know we're higher than Olympia.
yes.
I think the percentages versus other kids, we're a small district, or medium-sized district. Right around 2,000.
North Thurston is at 7.4.
Thurston,
Oakville.
Oakville?
Oakville does not have a TBIP program. So they may have, yes, So,
I can look
yeah.
to see if they do have any students.
They may have Title III, which is, so Title III, the federal government looks at multilingual students a little bit differently. They include Native American students that have not shown proficiency in English, or in reading and writing. So they do probably have some federal funds there, but not state.
Yeah, 6.3% of their students are identified, but it's probably very
Not
much
Title III.
through Title III.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, well, at this time, reviewing board policy 2190, which is board annual approval, districts highly capable of planning. Include identification procedures, program goals, and services offered, professional development and program evaluation. This time, I'd like to make a motion to approve. This is for 25-26, or just biannual?
Yes.
For 25-26 year.
So moved.
That moves. We have a second.
I'll second.
Susie seconds. All right, any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Motion passes. All right. Next is classroom technology.
Yeah. So this is asking for authorization to spend up to $120,000 to purchase classroom technology equipment. It'll primarily be used at RMS. We basically put all of our tech updates on hold for 2 years while we were getting our budget balance back out. We can't continue to wait on updating our technology. Our projectors are failing at RMS. If they were the next building online, they were where we put the halt to things. And so Justin is ready and wants to do his best in moving forward with new tech in that building. It'll be primarily presentation material tools, but it will also include, some mounting, some brackets for things like that that would need to happen. We are looking at interactive big screens like you have behind you, only they'd be interactive. And that's actually the more efficient way to go, is what we're learning. Projectors are very expensive. They're expensive to keep up to date, and now we can do more with the screens. So this would allow Justin to work on purchasing, like I said, up to $120,000.
If Justin were here, he'd tell us that we're getting $250,000.
Big deal.
There, yes. We actually have a big screen over there that he is already working a deal on, so.
Is any of this grant funded, all from the state?
This will,
Part of our,
now, this will be part of our basic ed budget. We don't have any grant funds to pay for this.
okay,
That was my question too.
Yeah, we've been looking and we will continue to look, but this is,
It comes out of our budget. then.
Yeah.
I remember we put a lot of things on hold a couple of years ago
Yes.
because of our budget
Yeah.
situation, and we would call it a crisis, but it was definitely eye-opening.
well, we needed to do some work and we have, and we're so conservative. This isn't gonna be top of the line.
Hmm.
Replacements. This is going to be, what do we need to continue to move forward for our students and staff to be productive? Can't do it without technology these days. It's something we've all come to rely on, so gotta keep it working.
So will that be installed this summer, or is this an ongoing project?
It'll be an ongoing project. It depends on how fast he can work deals and then get the equipment here. He is gonna try and move because some of the decisions that are being made, tariffs and such, we don't know how that might impact some things. So he does have some quotes that he's already working on. That's how he got this estimate. So the sooner we get it, the sooner we'll look at a timeline for implementing for it, putting it in. And that's another piece where, he will go over and help install it. We'll have our team help install it, which is another savings. And a lot of that, there are some things that will be installed by other people, but it'll be a joint.
So they're gonna try to get all this installed before the school year starts?
It really depends on when we get it. Your approval tonight will help us
I
move
understand.
forward for.
Right. Well,
He's probably watching virtually right now. I hope I've done him justice.
He's thinking about it, go, no, they got something else.
Yeah.
All right. Well, board, will I get a motion to approve the authorization of up to 120,000
Yeah,
for purchase of classroom technology, displays, panels, document cameras, wall mounting brackets across the district, or is this specific to middle
Well,
school?
I said we're starting on the middle school, but he's leaving it open, so if we have other. If we need to spend that money in other places, because there's.
I understand. All right. Well, board members, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Susie moves,
Second,
Michael seconds. All right. Any other discussion about this? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Okay. Superintendent contract.
You know what that one is, right?
Well, we don't told out our thing.
Yeah, that one you already looked
That
at.
was
That
that.
was
So
the
what is
evaluation.
this part?
This is my actual contract. For a 3-year contract, yes, which is. The
Has it
year,
been 3 years?
can you believe that?
Wow.
Mhm.
like, well, she talks about coming down the port.
Seems just like last year. Still see Kim Fry around every now and then.
Yeah,
You know, she's still part of the community and,
definitely.
you know, love her dearly too. So what are we doing? Are we voting to approve the extension? Is that what we're doing today on this?
You're voting to approve the contract. Yep.
All right. Well. Back out of that. All right. Well, board members. Okay, we'd like to make the motion to approve our superintendent's contract extension.
Yeah.
Particular year two, or just adding 1 year to the contract total?
Well, what essentially happens is every year,
It moves
you in February
Okay.
agree that you're gonna continue to have 3 years out. But this is a contract that says it'll be 25,
25,
through
26.
25, 26, and 27 school year.
Okay,
We're going into 25.
Yeah.
all right. So to make the motion to approve,
Move to approve.
Grant approves. I'll second this one. Any other discussion? Hearing none? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Good job, Superintendent. You're great to our community and our school district.
Fortunate to be.
Okey doke. On to RHS donations. We have a donation from Lincoln Creek Lumber, it looks like.
Yes, this is used or was given to us $4,000 worth of plywood to assist in building out the third base dugout where they're gonna be adding some storage sheds.
Oh,
So that's,
Fast pitch or baseball?
it's baseball.
so we just have to motion to approve it. It's a donation, correct? Well, board members, we have a motion to approve our donation from Lincoln Creek Lumber tonight for $4,000. I'd like to say thank you.
So moved.
Okay,
Grant moves, Michael seconds. Oh, any discussion? Yeah, thank you. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Wonderful. It looks like we have another donation for RHS from Par Lumber.
Yes, Par Lumber has donated $5,465,000 for two.
Scoreboards?
These are the scoreboards that they count. Okay, on football, they count down the.
You play clock, how much time
Play
you have
clock,
to
there
step
you go.
about them.
Thank you, all right. There'll be one under each goalpost. So
Football stadium.
in the football stadium.
Oh,
Right.
Awesome.
so is somebody gonna make those or they come
I believe they've been purchased.
purchased.
Yes.
It's like a digital countdown clock type thing.
Right.
Okay. Well, wonderful. Cool. All right. Well, with that, we have a motion to approve the donation of the $5,465.15 from Par
I'll
Lumber.
move.
Second.
Susie moves, Grant seconds. Any discussion? I'd say thank you. Thank you. Our community's awesome. All right,
Did we take a vote?
all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Okay,
Neil,
yes,
I do have a question about, how do we recognize these folks aside from a nice thank you note? Do we put it on the website or anything? Or
Guys, yeah, we're gonna do a Facebook post.
Facebook post? Okay.
And we could put it on the website as well.
that would be that'd be very nice too. Wonderful. We have an amazing community here. All right, next on our new business is GMES library books.
Yep.
Okay,
So GMES has been working to clean out their inventory in their library, and make sure they have the books in there that, number one, they're in good shape, and then number two, that the kids are reading. And so these are surplus books that are not being used by the kids very much anymore, to make space for some new purchases that the kids will be more interested.
Can these go to Kate's bookmobile or not?
I'm sure they've looked at that.
Yeah, and I actually just saw a post that she's going through her own inventory
So that's neat.
and yeah, getting rid of some of her older stuff, but I imagine they donate the same manner too.
I think that, does the equipment have to go through surplus?
We have to surplus
Ours
it, but
do,
then
yeah.
we can donate it, so.
Yeah, there's a way, at least making her aware of what the process
Yes.
is. She doesn't already. She probably does.
I-
Kind of her thing.
Yes, but we need to make sure.
this is just stuff that's already in surplus and it's just sitting there waiting to go somewhere.
It will,
Or
yeah,
it's about to be before the next school year.
we can't do anything with it until the board approves, so.
Oh, we're responsible for making sure these books are.
So we don't really know where they're gonna go. They're not gonna go in the dump.
Some of them may, I didn't see the.
I don't
condition.
know, yeah, I don't know the condition. I would imagine if they're
Really bad.
really bad shape, paperback books.
Yeah, okay,
But no, if they're decent shape,
yeah.
then we,
I see a lot of multiple
Mhm.
copies of the same titles.
yeah.
I was just kind of curious.
And they've indicated that most of them were ready for the trash. I
Oh,
haven't
really?
seen them myself, so.
Imagine they're probably pretty rough.
So that,
Well, you know, some are reading programs and, you know, keeping the kids engaged. It's important.
Yeah.
Some kids probably can't afford.
Yep.
Should donate. All right. So we have a motion to approve the surplus of our GMES library books.
So move.
Take the moves. Grant seconds. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Little gavel. All right,
that's what I was,
all right, folks, next on our the list of our agenda would be public comment. Number 7, do we have anybody out there? No,
Nobody online.
no one's online either. All right, so we have no more public comment. Well, at this point in time, our scheduled school board meeting for 7/9 is now completed. All right. Over at 7:10. Ooh, that was a